The first time I realized my parents were actually afraid of my younger sister, I was 11 years old. Most kids threw tantrums. She made people surrender. It never started with screaming. It started with threats, broken things, and everyone walking on eggshells afterward. For years, the entire house revolved around avoiding explosions. Dinner was whatever she wanted. Family trips became whatever place interested her that month. Birthdays got interrupted because her feelings mattered more than anyone else's. My parents always said they were trying their best, but what they were really doing was surviving. Whenever she got angry enough, something valuable paid the price. One year, she smashed mom's wedding photo. Another time, she dumped dad's work laptop into the bathtub because he told her she couldn't go to a concert with older kids. Every disaster ended the same way. My parents gave in, and every time they surrendered, she learned that fear worked. Things got worse when she reached high school. She became obsessed with comparing herself to everyone else. If a friend had something expensive, she needed something better. If somebody else got attention, she had to become the center of the universe again. Then she discovered another weapon: lies. One night, she warned my parents that if they ever stopped giving her what she wanted, she knew exactly how to ruin their lives. I watched the color drain from Dad's face. For months, our house felt like a hostage situation. Nobody slept peacefully, nobody relaxed. Everyone waited for the next disaster. And eventually, it came. Authorities showed up at our door because of accusations she made. The investigation didn't last long. People noticed how often her story changed. Nothing happened legally, but the damage to my parents was devastating. I remember hearing Mom crying in the laundry room afterward, not because she was angry, because she was exhausted. Still, they kept hoping things would somehow improve. Then came my 20th birthday. I asked for something simple: a new phone. Mine barely worked anymore. That morning, my parents gave me exactly what I'd asked for and a few small gifts. My sister received far more expensive things: designer clothes, jewelry, a tablet she'd wanted for months, even cash. But every gift she opened was tossed aside with a disgusted look. She acted like someone had insulted her. Then she disappeared into her room. Half an hour later, she returned holding her phone. She had calculated the value of everything. Apparently, my gifts cost slightly more than hers. That tiny difference sent her into a rage. She screamed that she was unloved, forgotten, punished. Then she grabbed my new phone from the table and slammed it against the tile floor. I still remember the sound. Everyone froze. Dad looked heartbroken. But Mom looked done. Not angry. Done. She calmly stood up and told my sister to go upstairs. For once, there was no argument. Maybe my sister saw something in Mom's eyes because she obeyed. An hour later, my parents came downstairs carrying boxes. I thought they were cleaning. Instead, they packed every single gift my sister had received. Within the afternoon, strangers were arriving and leaving with bags. Everything was sold. Every single thing. When my sister finally came downstairs, she stared at the empty living room. Confusion turned into panic, and panic turned into tears. Real tears. Not rage, not manipulation. Fear. She begged, she screamed, she promised she'd change, but neither of my parents raised their voices. Dad simply handed me an envelope. Inside was enough money to replace the phone she destroyed. Then Mom looked directly at my sister. Her voice was quiet, which somehow made it scarier. "We spent years teaching you that hurting people gets you rewards," she said. "That ends today." My sister collapsed onto the floor sobbing. And for the first time in my entire life, my parents didn't rescue her. They just stood there together. And strangely enough, that was the moment our family finally stopped being afraid.